Hi, this is Jared Polak, founder of Entre Results, author of Entre Balance, author of Entre Business, and founder of Entre Results Academy, back for another dynamic podcast. I had a quick conversation with my good friend David the other day on the phone, and he actually encouraged me, challenged me to create a blog about answering the question, how much is enough? Like, how much is enough? And I think that question, how much is enough, can be taken a lot of different ways. It's a question that needs to be asked, but in terms of stuff, in terms of like financial growth, in terms of business growth, in terms of career advancement, at what time, at what place, at what point do we just say, listen, enough is enough. I don't need to grow at that capacity anymore. I'm happy where I'm at personally. Financially, everything is okay. At what point do we just say enough is enough? And I look forward to having maybe a future conversation with David about that, where we go into much more detail in all areas of life. I'm going to look specifically as a life as the entrepreneur, a life as a business owner. The area of people that I understand more than anyone else is those that are growing a small business. How much is enough? When is growth? Is it enough? Now, so to answer that question, certainly in terms of growing and getting better, the short answer is we always have to get better. We always have to improve in terms of a business, but in terms of the size of the business, in terms of the number of locations, the number of employees, that type of growth, is it better to grow in those areas, or is it better sometimes to stay small but mighty? And here's 5 things to look at if you're asking that for yourself to gain clarity on how much is enough in your small business. Number 1, it's important to have a clear purpose statement in life. What is the reason you exist as a human being? What is your ultimate reason for being on this planet? When you're no longer here and people write about you or talk about you or write something on your tombstone, what do you want people to say? And if you grow and you get bigger and you expand in business and you have more of a territory, does that fit within your ultimate purpose of life? Is that going to help you live a life of even more significance? That's number 1. Number 2, and sort of a smaller scale, but with your business, it has a mission statement, which is essentially your business purpose statement. So what is your purpose or mission statement for your company? And does expansion, does growth, does it fit within the mission statement you have with your organization? So that's number 2. Number 3 is kind of like within each goal of expansion. So say your goal is to expand to 7 different cities. What's your little or smaller why behind the reason of why you want to expand? Like, do you want to expand to 7 different areas because you believe it fits more within your company's purpose and you can actually serve more people with your products and services and you'll make a greater impact on the world? Or is your motivation because you want to brag to your friends about this growth and you want to just have the keeping up with the other Joneses? And that's a neighbor analogy, but keeping up with other businesses. Are you doing it because you read a book about business and they said that's what you should do? Is it something you really want to do? And so you just have to ask yourself that question with every area of growth. And a lot of times I'm talking to people and they're throwing out growth and I want to expand geographically and they throw all these things out there and really, they don't have a strong small why for why they're doing those things. So have small whys for all your goals. And this is good for business and life in general. So going along with that would be a holistic effect. So number 4 is, what is the holistic effect that this growth, this expansion, this amount of how much is enough has on your personal life? So if you grow geographically, if you go from 5 people to 25 people quickly, what effect is that going to have on your marriage, the relationship with your kids, What's that going to have on your health? Are you going to potentially have a heart attack 7 years from now because of the stress involved in that? So always make sure you know the holistic effect in terms of gaining clarity on answering the question, how much is enough? 5, which goes along with the holistic effect, number 4, but number 5 is do a cost-benefit analysis. What is the cost or the sacrifice to grow in that capacity? And then what is the benefit of achieving that? So maybe you realize, well, if I grow to 5 different geographic areas, then I'll be able to sell my business 5 years from now for $25 million. Well, that might be a pretty big benefit, and that might outlay the cost it'll take to get there. Or you might realize, well, if I expand to 5 different geographic areas, it's really not going to allow me to sell my business for a larger, and I'm going to incur a lot of expenses along the way, and it's going to actually damage the broken relationship I already have with my parents or my kids or whatever. It's just not quite worth it. So there's no right or wrong answer for you, but do a cost-benefit analysis. So number 1, know your purpose statement in life. Number 2, know your business mission statement or business purpose statement. 3, know the little whys behind each one of these growth goals that you have. 4, how does that have a holistic effect on your life? And number 5, just do a cost-benefit analysis. Put pen to paper. So in general, I really encourage you guys to create a mighty business, whether that's a small solo entrepreneur business where it just runs efficiently, gives you a flexible life, or whether it's a growing business with more people and more product and more service throughout the world. Make it a great business either way. Have a better than amazing day.